and welcome back to the 18 Yards UCL show. In today's segment, we're first going to be discussing Bayern versus PSG, which is probably the most looked forward game to in these quarterfinals. And just right at the outset, Ari, what do you think? Who's going to win? Before we get into the deets, what do you think? Who's going to win?
Paris.
Sorry?
Paris will win.
Right. Raihan?
PSG as well.
PSG.
I don't know if they'll win tonight's leg, but I think they'll go through.
I'm going to beg to differ. Although I'd want PSG to win because of my Poch bias, I think Bayern will go through. But on that note as well, there are many key players are missing. I think Lewandowski is still injured. Serge Gnabry, I think, is out as well. He has COVID. So on that note, there are quite a few players missing. So it will be quite an evenly matched game. But again, with the likes of Mbappe, I think Neymar is going to be back as well. Neymar's back as well. So I think PSG have all the sort of ammunition to exploit Bayern. Whether they will or not is a topic for halftime.
I think what's going to be really key for Bayern is to keep PSG out in the first leg and ensure that PSG don't get that away goal. One or more away goals actually, because they've got Lewandowski, who's been their best player. He's out. They've got Gnabry, who's out as well. So obviously they're not as likely to win as they were earlier. When the draws were made, they were, in my opinion, outright favourites, and they are second odds on to win the Champions League after Man City. And after last night's games, you can only hope that we'll have that much entertainment and controversy and so many talking points like we did. But for me, the players to look out for are Verratti, Mbappe, Neymar. We may see Jamal Musiala come on for Bayern. The question is who will step up in Lewandowski's absence? Where will Bayern get the goals from? And hopefully it's not as drab an affair as the final in last season's final between the two teams was.
Right. I think I agree with you because I think, PSG will be hungry for revenge. And I'm just looking at Neymar's Instagram, and he just a couple of hours ago, he posted, people don't understand how obsessed I am with winning. So I think Neymar's hungry. He missed both the legs against Barcelona. He has a point to prove. He hasn't been up to his best this season. So I think, and obviously Mbappe is in a league of his own right now. So I think given that Lewandowski is out injured, Gnabry is out injured, Bayern will struggle to score goals. And given what PSG offered in attack, I think PSG have the upper hand in my opinion. I think they will, like Rai said, they might not win the leg, but they will, I think in my opinion, they will surely win the tie.
What about, how PSG are struggling? I mean, struggling by their standards in Liga. They're always expected to win it, and they lost to Lille at the weekend. And they're coming second currently, and for the first time in ages, there's a title race in the French league. So obviously, there's much more of an emphasis on their Champions League run. It's just winning the league has never been enough for them, and they've always targeted the Champions League, and that's what Poch was brought in to do. And if he manages to do that within the first 6 months, then the question is, where does he go from there? If you've completed it within 6 months, where do you go? If that happens, that's a different question. But yeah, I think PSG will go through. I think tonight, maybe a 1-1 draw, 2-1 win for Bayern, or a 2-1 win for PSG. I'm very uncertain about tonight's prediction. But I'm not fully certain that PSG will win tonight, but I'm going to predict a PSG win even in tonight's leg.
Yeah, I think on that note, when it comes to, I think especially when PSG, and as Ari mentioned, Neymar as well, when you talk about League One, however you pronounce it, and when you compare that with the Champions League, I think they're two completely different ball games, because especially Neymar has a huge point to prove, and I think that speaks volumes of his Instagram post, because I think that there's been a whole lot of talk about his sister's curse and things along those lines. So I think he just wants to come out and show that, this is who I am and this is what I play for. And obviously the UCL is the biggest stage in the world to do that. So and obviously Neymar is I mean Mbappe is known to do what he does best, which is obviously performing game in and game out. So I don't think their current form in league is going to affect their performance in the Champions League. And I think Poch as well will come with it with a very very different attitude, because for the players as well, they're gonna come out looking at it like it's a final, because especially with players like Neymar and Mbappe in the team, I'm sure like the motivation will be extremely high.
I think the question I have is if PSG clear Bayern, and Bayern, in my opinion, possibly barring City, is the toughest hurdle in this year's Champions League. If PSG come out on top, do you think that would put them as outright favorites, or do you think Man City then becomes much stronger if they don't have to play Bayern in the next round?
I mean, personally, I'd say they'd be favourites outright, because if you saw the game yesterday, the City versus Dortmund game, Dortmund was exploiting their defence. And the likes of Jude Bellingham, Haaland wasn't that effective. Marco Reus, Jude Bellingham, all of them exploiting their defence. When the City defence comes up against players like Mbappe, Neymar, with their pace and with their skill, I think they'll do them outright. If they can pass the Bayern test, I think PSG will surely be favourites. Probably not in the bookies' eyes. Probably the odds will still be in favour of sort of Man City, because of their current form in the league as well. But I'd personally say if they can pull it off today, they would be this thing. Aari, you probably have. I mean, you probably have.
I kind of agree with Deep. I think regardless of who qualifies the next round, be it Bayern or be it PSG, I think it won't be easy for Manchester City. I think I think both of the teams are equally equipped to beat the City side, and I won't just if even if PSG beat Bayern Munich, I think riding on that confidence itself, I think PSG will have the upper hand, considering the talent that they have in the starting 11.
Okay, so quickly, I think we did mention it during the video. Quick last predictions. I'm going 2-1 PSG.
I'm gonna go, considering it's being played at Bayern's home ground. Uh, I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw.
I'm gonna go for a massive prediction. I think 2-0 PSG's favor.
2-0 PSG away.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that for